So were you a Linkin Park fan? Everybody was, right?
Passively.
Were you only passive?
First album full on. After
Hybrid
that,
Theory?
Hybrid Theory. After that, Meteora.
Meteora was the one. Is Meteora when you kind of...
I think that was when they got too big,
right.
in my humble opinion, and I was in that cool phase where, oh, this band's too mainstream. I can't like them anymore.
That was in the era of the Project Revolution tour, right? When you're right, they started getting oversaturated a bit. So I have a theory that I think applies here, and it comes with a good analogy. So whenever people talk to me about Nirvana, the band, who I'm not a big fan of anymore, but I respect what they did, the thing I always go back to is, listen, Dave Grohl, super talented guy, right?
Very.
Dave Grohl's in Nirvana, playing drums. Now listen, Dave Grohl knows he has more talent than to just sit behind a drum set in Nirvana, but he's committed to the game. He's committed to Cobain. He's committed to the band.
He knows his meal ticket.
He knows his meal ticket. And then things happen. No more Nirvana. And then all of a sudden we're like, hey, this guy that was just like slagging behind the drum set
is pretty good.
Maybe he's got more talent than that. So the reason I draw that analogy is because I think that's a similar thing to what's happening with Mike Shinoda. Now, I know Shinoda was a big contributor to Linkin Park. I know he's a big part of the band and like the songwriting and stuff. But post Linkin Park, as far as like a producer, songwriter, collaborator, this guy just fucking blew up. So I don't want to go so far as to say that Linkin Park dissolving was the best thing that ever happened to Shinoda. But it also wasn't a bad thing. It didn't hurt. It wasn't a bad thing.
I would still choose Chester over Shinoda.
Would you?
Yes,
I would take Shinoda.
I would take Chester.
See, I'm a Shinoda guy.
I'm a Chester guy.
This
is why we vibe.
This one's called Already Over. It's the latest from the solo Mike Shinoda, released October 6th, 2023. Warner Records, please don't copyright strike us. Rev has already gleaned through the chat BLT feedback on Mike Shinoda. Anything of note in there?
He was born in 1977 from Agora Hills, California, which sounds pretty cool.
77?
Yeah, nothing else here is shocking. We know he was instrumental
Linkin Park,
in the alt rock and new metal music scenes. They blew up when nobody else was really blowing up.
Yeah, and I think, and again, post Linkin Park, I think Mike Shinoda has been a huge influence on probably more artists than we're even aware of.
And he does a million collabs, which I love. He brings up smaller, lesser-known artists and does tracks with them.
Yep, and I dare say I may not have ever heard a collab featuring Shinoda that I didn't at least kind of like.
Yes.
I mean, they're all kind of okay. So this is not a 21-year-old Mike Shinoda.
He looks good, though.
He's aging really well, dude.
He looks good. He looks content.
He looks happy. I watched an interview with him that was recorded, I think, about a year ago, and he was kind of like pontificating on how he was when he was in Linkin Park and how he is now and how those two things compare to each other. And he was like, listen, now I know more things. I understand things. I'm content with where I'm at.
And as a solo artist, he has entire freedom to kind of explore any avenues he wants to explore.
And the reason I alluded to that is because I think these couple of new tracks from him, you can kind of hear that, where it's like similar to the Post Malone thing, where he's at a point where he... That was a great...
Not selling this well.
So, Mike Shinoda, It's Already Over. Let's see what Rev thinks of this video. I haven't seen this one.
I feel like it's going to be creative.
Yep.
Don't watch this if you have epilepsy.
So we already know how this is going to go.
Oh, that's cool.
That Shinoda's got a great voice, dude. Like, how is he?
He does, but I think his voice is heavily produced.
No, well, yeah, of course. I will agree with you there.
This is very poppy.
I mean, it's that term we use all the time is digestible. This feels 100% digestible. Yep.
Catchy song.
Really good catchy song. Good hook. Video's a little strange, but I'm good with it.
I just wish I could make out at least one of the... Oh, there it is.
It's so fast. It's too fast.
Gotta look away. Okay, back.
I mean, it's a very simple chord progression. You know, it's just very cyclical and like, you know, nothing's going to change drastically during the song, which is fine.
I'm going to walk back my pop comment and say this feels very garage.
Garagey, alty, yeah. I think that's what he was going for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the guitars are very muted, but they're there. But it's just a very cohesive sound. Almost like it's one instrument making all the sound.
That drummer's going hard.
Yep. I mean, he's got to have the pick of the litter as far as backup musician. Like, who's going to say no to Mike Shinoda?
Guys from Linkin Park.
Like, well, yeah. Chester would also say no.
Too soon.
I'm just saying he would. I mean, I'd have to look it up, but there's a chance that he played all the instruments on this.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, he does everything.
It wouldn't surprise me.
This guy is...
If this dragged on much longer, I might have tapped out, but it's seeming like it's a good length.
I'm going to say it's just under 3, maybe.
Which is probably perfect for this style of song.
So, there you go. Mike Shinoda, it's already over 2:42. Good track length. That's a song that, like, I can't really convey what I like about it. It's hard to
put catchy. It's catchy.
It's got to be just a simple catchiness, like, easy to listen to. There's not a ton of shit going on. There's production, especially on his voice, like you pointed out. But musically, there's not a ton of, like, layered tracks and, like, complex shit.
No electronic shit. It's drums, bass, and
garagey,
and
like
guitar.
you said.
Yep.
I mean, I fucking love that guy. I love Mike Shinoda. Where you at with that track?
It was fine.
It was fine.
It was fine. I don't share the same emotion that you do toward Mike Shinoda, as we've already explored.
Yes.
But it was fine.
And you're a Chester guy.
I'm a Chester guy.
So if you had to go see one guy live, no band involved, just the guy and the backing music, you would choose Chester.
Chester tickles me a little bit more than Mike, yeah.
That's a strange way to put it.
That's how I roll. Like and subscribe. Check
Mike
all that
Shinoda doesn't
shit.
need your money.
He doesn't.
Just like and subscribe.